Give me a cheer if you're queer. Woo! Give me a cheer if you're not. Woo! Lovely. We are the Queer Comedy Club. We are the UK's very first LGBTQ+ stand-up comedy club.
Raise your hand if you think I'm a top. No one!
It all started just 2.5 years ago in a dusty attic in a pub in South London. Now we're open 5 nights a week at our home in a leaky basement in Archway in North London. By the sounds of it, you have sex with men.
Yeah, well, I have.
So you're hetero-romantic, but like homosexual? We've put on over 500 shows to over 15,000 audience members.
You were coming back to London?
Yeah.
Okay, we might need to talk.
Join the 3 of us on our journey from a leaky basement to hopefully build something called Betty and Jones. Oh, hey, you're already here. I'm David, I'm the business brain in the group. I'm a stand-up comedian, and my style of comedy is a lot of crowd work. When I say that I do a lot of crowd work, people generally get quite scared, which is entirely the correct reaction.
Have you ever taken a picture of your bumhole?
Let's get inside.
Do you like to unlock?
I like to leave them locked up normally. So I'm waiting for Jeremy and Kate, the other 2 owners. I suspect Jeremy will be the next one to arrive and Kate will arrive at some point before the end of the show. Normally we arrive in exactly the same order. Kate's normally like an hour and a half after she intended. I think Kate's always late because she's very badly organised. And just as I said, look who it is. Hey, babe. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Is Kate here? I'm Jeremy, I'm 1/3 of the Queer Comedy Club, and I am probably one of the members with the most amount of energy, all about social interactions, positivity. Sorry. It's quite fit. My style of comedy is shouting at people and smiling when they say words or careers that I've never heard of. What do you do, my love?
I'm an analyst.
An analyst? Bam! That's so stupid. So we've got a load of first-timers tonight, by the way.
There's some established, but there's some first-timers, yeah. But they look good. I've watched some of the videos. I think it's...
Yeah, I think it'll be fresh. It'll be fun.
And I'm looking forward to seeing some new stuff as well.
Yeah, me too. Wait, who's hosting tonight?
Me.
Okay, mate.
I have not done any preparation.
It doesn't matter. Any material?
It'll be great. Chins?
0.
That doesn't sound right.
Hi.
Hey, babes.
Sorry I'm late.
No worries. I'm sure.
You're not late. You're perfectly on time.
Yeah, whatever. Hi, I'm Kate. I'm not sure what I bring to the table. Emotional support, maybe. Sometimes someone for them to shout at. My style of comedy tends to be a bit chaotic and quite a lot of oversharing, much like my life.
That was private. Between me and the other 40 people on the bus.
Lots to sort out before I came out and stuff.
Should be a good night. You can calm down. It'll be fine.
Tubes and bus was
Should
late.
have them tied, love.
Bless you that you think that at my age they still do anything anyway.
Just puffs of dust.
Much like your entire sex life.
What time did you get home from Dan's birthday?
I think about 3 o'clock. I only know because I've got a receipt from a sausage shop that I went to on the way. That's
where Jeremy.
Yeah, it was lovely seeing you there, babes.
They normally deliver to him, though.
Yeah. I just went for a small. Did he go large?
Double.
I had that date the other day. We took us on
the roast?
a dog for a walk and then the Sunday roast.
I was quite late to realise that I was queer. I didn't come out as bisexual till I was 50. So I met this woman and arranged to go on a date, and I was quite excited. She was a photographer, she was quite cool. We met in Hyde Park and walked the dog, then went for roast dinner. Instead of a pudding, we ordered a second bowl of roast potatoes and gravy, which was just delicious. delicious. You can never have too many roast potatoes. And then we kissed in the back of a cab.
Did you?
Back of a cab.
Was it a black cab?
The black cab, yes.
Really?
I don't think he was that impressed because after I was going to see you. She dropped me off and then he just suddenly announced to her that he was finishing for the night and going home. So I think that might have been
Doesn't like the lesbians.
Doesn't like the lesbian.
Well, as you know, I'm now back on the scene, and
Yes, the reverberations are being felt throughout London.
so it's exhausting.
Well, the way you're doing it is, love.
I recently came out of a 15-year relationship. I'm still on really good terms with my ex. We still live together. We're like best mates, but that was probably the main problem. So, yes, I'm enjoying being very, very single at the moment. I think date might be quite a strong word for what I've been up to.
Were there roast potatoes involved?
There was a roast.
I'm sure there
There
was.
was other kinds of eating.
Yes.
Plenty
of gravy.
Plenty of gravy.
Yes, I've really come out my shell.
Into someone else's.
Right. Good. Well, the people of London are thrilled for both of you.
And young David here.
No dates here.
What are you looking for, David?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
Comedy. I am married to my comedy career,
You could be a
which is why I'm so
spinster.
depressed. There is no dating situation for David. David's alone.
So I looked on Insta on the way here and they're promoting another karaoke night here tonight. I know.
Oh. Yeah. Great. Well, that's a battle for later.
We don't actually own the space where the club is, so we're just renting the basement in someone else's bar. We bring in lots of audience, but we don't get to share the drinks money. But also we have to put up with whatever they want to do, so some quite random karaoke nights, and we never quite know what we're going to come into each day.
Who doesn't like comedy with a background of awful straight people singing?
It's sometimes better than some of the comedy.
Right, you two, are we going to do this? We've got to go get ready for the show. Come on.
All right then.
Yep, that's the three of us. I think our comedians probably see us as a well-oiled machine.
The Queer Comedy Club is so special because it's run by David, Kate and Ian, and wait. Okay, I'll do that one again. David, Kate and Jeremy have made it such a fun environment. Every night one of them is emceeing, making sure that you all feel really comfortable.
So stepdaughter lives in Copenhagen. It's a very lovely city. No, it is. That sounded sarcastic.
Kate, the steady hand on the rudder.
Kate is the calming influence.
David is shouting a lot, wearing a captain's hat.
And you have now had a whole bottle of wine. Show me what that looks like on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
David always seems stressed. And then Jeremy is probably doing kind of like a pole dance on the mast.
Like admitting your sexuality when you're in the minority.
Jezza, I think, has just broken up with a long-term boyfriend, so I think his main thing at the moment is just trying to
And the boat just absolutely thrives with that formation.
That sounds really good, right? But what have I told you? This place is falling apart at the seams.
This club is bigger than just the three of us. People come and start out, maybe doing their first comedy and then growing in confidence and talking about their identity and who they are. It's important to so many people.
I gig at the Queer Comedy Club about once a month. It's just such a great place to try new material and be with the gays.
My nickname at high school was Skittles because I was known for tasting the rainbow. It needed to happen. It needed to show that the comedy scene is more than just straight white men.
It really celebrates all different types of people. You can really just be yourself and you feel like you can test new jokes or you can tell your best jokes and you always get a very nice, warm and receptive audience.
I know that I'm something other than male in spirit, but in reality, I will press the button at a pedestrian crossing, especially if it's already been pushed.
The crowd is very friendly, but also they are quite honest, so if something sucks, they don't suffer fools here.
There's not many inclusive spaces like this. There's open mics that say they are, but they're like edgelords or what I call sausage fest, because you often show up and you're the only female. Get a curly perm and a permatan and become Gok Wagwan.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Kate falls over a lot.
This club is my favourite thing in the world, that sense of community, but the karaoke upstairs...
That's insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I thought they'd agreed to keep it down.
No, absolutely blaring. It's like shaking the venue.
It's also really bad.
It's terrible. There's 5 people upstairs.
Such a horrible vibe.
People singing really bad straight people songs.
I know, they're playing the Kooks.
Oh.
Yeah, we're going to have to tell them to turn it down again.
You can do that, David.
Oh, great, thanks.
Send the heavies.
What are you saying? Rude.
He's our most scary member of the team.
I think it's getting louder.
Well, that was awkward. I went upstairs and told them to shut up. I mean, look, it must be obvious to a lot of the comedians here that things here aren't ideal.
There's quite a lot of things I dislike about the physical venue, if I'm honest. Firstly, like if I stand on the stage, like basically half my head's disappeared because there's like this weird awning. There's like records on the ceiling. Like, I mean, what the fuck is that?
The women's toilets do not have locks on the door. However, it does bring that community feel when there's other women in the toilets and we're having to hold it for each other.
When you're performing, it's like,
The bar upstairs makes you feel like you've just come for drinks or you're going to a nightclub, and it doesn't really feel like you're here for a comedy night. When people walk in, they might not realise that there's comedy here or this is what it's designed for.
This is just plastic. Oh wait, it's just cardboard.
It's also just sort of a locals bar sometimes. A very obviously queer person will like come up from downstairs, like in makeup, and there'll just be some lads upstairs having Carlsbergs. Like it's almost like a fight waiting to happen.
The lighting is terrible, the cushions are really bad. I don't like the smell of the queer comedy club.
I can smell that people have been really up to some stuff upstairs. And if it was sex, then great, but it's not.
It's got a good sticky feeling to it, which I think the Queer Comedy Club should have.
Thank you all for being so amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause. And then we can go upstairs. Thank you.
Cheers, team.
Well done,
Well done, David. Brilliant crowd work as usual.
The thing that I'm finding really frustrating is that we've brought like, what, 40, 50 people here just today. We do this 5 times a week and we've made nothing, basically. Had nothing out of the drinks. It's all going to get it, and they're not putting in the work. We've had to buy toilet roll.
And soap.
And so, like, yeah, at this point, we're basically doing it all.
Yeah.
We're not getting any of the money.
I don't think people always understand the costs involved in that, and that is not a self-sustaining thing at the moment.
It would be so much better if it was our bar.
Yeah. Quite fancy being a landlady. That'd be great.
What would you be like, a bit of inch? So I will look at some options.
So it was just one of those conversations that I never thought would go anywhere. But David is like a dog with a bone.
Guys.
God, what kept you?
I think I have found somewhere for us. In Elephant Park in Elephant Castle, the new bit that they're building, literally like just off the park, there's a run of commercial units, and I have spoken to the agent and the landlords, and I sent them a little presentation that I made about us and what we do, and I just happened to have prepared.
Just like that.
And I've got us a meeting next week. It's 2,000 square feet, and I think, looking at it, I reckon we could do the comedy club, but also like an actual gay bar. Like that we could trade independently.
Like a new build commercial unit?
Yeah. So I did like an online presentation about our backgrounds and how good we are and what we've been doing, and about the stats around the amount of LGBT people in Elephant and Castle, and they were already looking for something LGBT aimed because they worked out that there's so many people from the community there.
God, this sounds perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna cost a lot of money.
I was going to say, how can we afford it?
I reckon we're probably going to need like 250,000 to fit it out, I reckon.
300,000 US dollars, if that's a helpful comparison. It's a lot.
You didn't take that tonight?
If you hadn't been so busy flirting, we'd have made that.
Story of our lives.
Yeah.
I think we would be able to raise it. And there's nothing else in the area, right? There's loads of gay people. There's no gay bars. We already know that people travel all the way here, but we would be moving to where most of our audience is anyway.
So if we don't open a gay bar there, someone else is going to, right?
Yeah.
It needs to be us then, doesn't it?
Before everyone gets way too excited, we need to go check out the space. You know, we need to make sure that this is not too good to be true.
Oh, wow.
So this is it?
God, it's huge.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It looks bigger than you said it was.
It's pretty big.
The ceiling is so high.
Yeah, and when they take this floor out for us to get in, it'll be even higher.
But this is going to take a lot to fit out, right?
Yep.
How on earth, David?
The opportunity to build this out from scratch, though, is going to be so different to where we are.
It's not going to smell.
Anyone can come in. Look, it's completely ground level. That's amazing.
Yeah, all one
love
level.
That's so important. And we actually have toilets that aren't minging and actually lock and maybe even work. Who knew?
Yeah. It's going to need a lot of money to put the walls up, though.
Well, we'll have to talk about the money.
Are we ready to do this?
You met me.
What is crazy about opening a giant gay bar in a really gay area of London? Is it crazy?
If we can get to the point of getting open, it feels like it'd be okay. I don't know how we get from where we are now to there.
Yeah. Or has David actually just gone crazy?
Or has he actually just gone crazy?
I don't know.
Oh, here you go. Thank you.
Thank you. It's ginormous.
A multi-storey car park.
It only looks like that because it's because it's brand new and it's empty. It's just a shell at the moment, right? The question is, do we have a more sustainable business if we go somewhere big enough that we can have a proper comedy club with all of that, but then have like a full gay bar that people would go to independent of the comedy?
Do we know how to run a gay bar?
Do we know how to run a comedy club?
Do we know how to run our lives? No. If we can get people selling out shows in our current venue, which is in the middle of nowhere, where there's no
travel to.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's not even that nice when you get there.
No, it's horrible.
No gays even know that area of London, and they still come.
It's going to involve a lot of people. The money to fit it out is going to be huge.
Where's that going to come from?
Us?
If this is possible and we can raise the funds, I'd love to move forward. Can you imagine if they said yes? It would be like one of the biggest new queer venues in South London. It's near where all...
In London, probably. It would be bigger than Royal Vauxhall Tavern, which I think feels like a really big...
Yeah.
Feels insane.
Like, if it's that big, we can do cabaret, we can have like a separate stage in the bar for drag and stuff, so that you keep the comedy club for comedy and comedic performances, and like maybe we could make the stage big enough for like theatre.
I mean, I can see it. It just feels terrifying. And then actually, the running of it.
We went big last time and we don't regret it, right? Let's do it again.
All right.
Yeah. No!
The thing about Archway is it's quite a straight area. It's quite rock and roll. Not a lot of gays. But Elephant and Castle, gay. Lots of gays, all the gays, so many gays I can't even tell you. Like, you open Grindr there and it's just like, there's just too many. It's exhausting. So we've decided it has to be done.
Time to discuss further in David's flat, where we have all our important meetings, because we are, in fact, super important.
Like, as if it was a real thing. As if it was a proper business. We meet once a week. It's mainly just a chance to chat. I hope you're at a good angle there, Jake.
Hello, sorry I'm late.
Hi, babe.
Hey. Okay, what's going on with this woman, the roast potato woman?
I've gone from roasted to ghosted, basically. Oh, no.
How long have you been holding on to that for?
I possibly got carried away in my fevered imaginings. But then I had to go to that event in Cannes for my other job and walked into this event. And who was doing the photography? She was there. It's just an authentic lesbian experience, isn't it, basically? Because you can just never actually escape. But nothing about me. What about you?
Yes, so being very busy.
Uh-huh.
I'm still living with my ex.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're making sure that we are catching up on... I've been a slut. I don't know what else to say.
You're making sure that we're catching up. So you pop home and let him know?
No, we're just keeping tallies, actually. We're just...
Who's in the lead?
It's neck and neck, I'd say.
That sounds like a position to me.
The most competitive we've probably ever been since we've met.
Ironically, just actually bringing you back together, but not like that.
Yeah, we're closer than ever. The mad thing is, we're getting on really, really well, and he is like my best friend. It's just nice to have sex.
I wouldn't know. All I have is smoked potatoes.
And then he's actually met someone.
Yeah.
Less guilty, it's great.
Less guilty.
Yeah, less guilty.
What about you, David? Anything to report?
Nope.
We're going to put the application in, yeah, for the big unit. We need to think about what our vibe's going to be.
Because one thing we do well is vibes. We bring the vibes. This isn't basement, is it? Having to, you know, duck your head when you go down the stairs or knock 3 times. This is proud.
And I think the comedy club works because we built the kind of place that we wanted to go to.
Yeah.
And I think we need to keep that for the bar. I think we just go and build the kind of bar that we would want to be in. Then there's going to be an authenticity to it, right?
Yeah, it's what they say about comedy, isn't it? Right, the comedy that makes you laugh, and if you can do that, you can then believe in that. Whereas if you're trying to...
Like I live here, I am the local, so in theory, I'm the target market for it.
Toilets super important. I'm sick of grotty toilets.
A toilet seat would be
nice. Toilet seat would be nice, and it'd be very clear.
We're obviously going to need designers to help us, so I'm going to put out a brief and contact some designers and get somebody on board who knows what they're doing. Because it's too big a project for us.
You reckon?
So we're going to have to pitch. So I've been emailing interior designers and I'm excited to finally meet one and look at their ideas.
What we want to kind of throw back at you is a narrative for the whole space, which is all about a wink and a smile, humour and delight and discovery.
Because obviously its heritage is comedy. Great.
Our initial concept was to have a fully tiled bar. Maybe we could have some fun with the bar top, so kind of looking at maybe an aqua colour that's a real pop.
Yeah, like really bright.
And then we can do some lighting, bold but simple.
Bold but simple is the best description of the 3 of us I've ever heard.
You know, even having the kind of the open front windows, that the community can actually see what's going on.
Yeah, that's a really big deal because it's so unusual to find a gay bar that is even like on the main level, but to have so much glass and it be so open.
Yeah.
We really want that to be part of the design.
This is who we are. This is what we're about.
We need to talk about the toilets.
Okay.
One of the things that would save a lot of money is if we went for cubicles rather than rooms.
Yeah, which
is
I know has
a
been
shame. The reality is whatever we do, it'll be a massive improvement on where we were. So as long as there's locks on the doors.
There'll be locks on the doors. Okay. I've been having a thought about the cloakroom for the machine to go on. But I was wondering if we actually put a barn door in that has got like a little flip-up area.
How much more expensive?
Probably about 3 times more expensive.
So that's a no. We'll find something for the machine to go on. We'll fix it closer to the time. Okay. It doesn't feel like the kind of thing we'll forget. Emma, thank you so much. I cannot wait to put this into our pitch for Lend-Lease. I think it's really going to help, so thank you.
We're excited.
So we've submitted the pitch to Elephant Park with all of our designs, but I still need to update the guys on the most important question, which is the money.
What are we going to call the place? Devrose?
What?
Devrose.
Like Blanche.
Oh.
I don't know. There's something about Golden Girls, isn't there? Friendly.
Oh, I love
it's
that.
silly.
All right, yes. I am obsessed with Golden Girls, as we know, and my hero is Betty White. What about Betty's?
I've actually got goosebumps.
Also, you know it's a gay bar.
Yeah.
Do you think everyone is going to get it? Is it?
No.
Is it camp enough?
I think it's super camp. I don't think everyone's going to get it.
Okay.
And I think that's fine.
I think that's fine. I quite like the being
It can
a
just be a
secret.
name. And the great thing about Betty White is she is the comedy actress.
But we have seen that clip 1,000 times of her and Joan Rivers, and I think Joan. Like, imagine spotlights.
Yeah.
Joan's bar.
Joan's bar. I mean, more people will know who Joan Rivers is.
Yeah. But will Joan? I don't know if that will.
It's very short.
Short. I was going to say Joan's bar. It's quite hard to say.
I'm off to Joan's. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't work.
Betty and Jones. Put them together because we watch that clip all the time. Like they were.
Everyone knows that.
You know what we'd call it for short, don't you? BJs.
BJs.
Oh, shut up. That's amazing.
Oh my God, we could have merch. I heart BJs.
It sticks in your brain, right?
Yeah.
I'm off to BJ's tonight.
And everyone will just call it BJs.
You know, I can really see that as a sign, you know.
I don't know if I want to pitch BJs to Lend-Lease.
I think that might come later.
The biggest BJ in South London.
Also at Christmas, we can play Cher's Christmas song and make it about us. BJ's play a Christmas song. No? Okay.
That's it. All we can do is wait for Elephant Park to call back to see if we can build Betty and Jones.
You
enjoyed your pitch, but just had a few questions.
Gay.